On the day of his wedding with Helen, alias Elastigirl, superhero Bob Parr, alias Mr. Incredible, thwarts a civilian's attempted suicide by tackling him through a skyscraper window. Bob then discovers supervillain Bomb Voyage robbing the building, but is interrupted by his devoted fanboy buddy Pine, who wants to be his sidekick. Bob rejects Buddy, and Voyage clips a bomb onto Buddy's cape. Bob gets the bomb off, but it destroys an elevated train track, forcing Bob to stop an oncoming train. After his wedding, Bob is sued for collateral damage by the suicidal civilian and the injured train passengers. Similar lawsuits create a negative public attitude towards superheroes, and the government initiates the Superhero Relocation Program, banning supers from using their powers in public and forcing them into hiding. 15 years later, Bob lives with Helen and their children, Violet, Dash, and baby Jack, in Metroville. Bob misses his superhero days and resents his mundane job as a claims adjuster, moonlighting as a vigilante with his friend Lucius Best, alias Frozone. One day, Bob injures his supervisor Gilbert Youth after being prevented from stopping a mugging, and is consequently dismissed. That evening, a woman named Mirage secretly offers Bob a mission to subdue a giant, omnidroid, robot loose on Nomanison Island. Bob succeeds by tricking the machine into ripping out its own power source. Rejuvenated by the action and higher pay, Bob trains to get back into shape, and asks superhero costume designer Edna Mode to fix a tear in his old suit. Incorrectly assuming Helen knows of Bob's new job, Edna makes new suits for the entire family. Summoned back to Nomanison, Bob discovers Mirage is working for Buddy, now calling himself Syndrome after being embittered by Bob's rejection. Syndrome has become wealthy by inventing weapons that mimic superpowers. He has been perfecting the Omnidroid by luring supers to fight it until it kills them. Syndrome intends to send an Omnidroid to attack Metroville, then defeat it publicly with secret controls, thereby gaining hero status. He plans to then sell his inventions to the world to make the term super irrelevant. Helen visits Edna and learns what Bob has been up to. She activates a beacon Edna built into the suits to find Bob, inadvertently causing him to be captured while infiltrating Syndrome's base. Helen borrows a private plane to fly to Nomanison. Violet and Dash stow away, leaving Jack with a babysitter. Despite knowing that there are children on the plane, Syndrome shoots it down. Helen and the kids survive and make it to the island. Disillusioned by Syndrome's callousness, Mirage releases Bob and informs him of his family's survival. Syndrome's guards pursue Dash and Violet, who fend them off with their powers and reunite with their parents. Syndrome captures the family before following the Omnidroid to Metroville. Violet uses her powers to free her family, and Mirage helps them reach Metroville. Recognizing Syndrome's remote control gauntlet as a threat, the Omnidroid disarms and knocks him out. The Incredibles and Lucius fight the Omnidroid. Helen and the kids retrieve the remote control, allowing Bob to destroy the robot's power source. The Parrs and Lucius are hailed by the public just as Syndrome awakens to see their victory. Returning home, the Parrs find Syndrome abducting Jack to raise as a sidekick as revenge. As Syndrome flies away, Jack's superpowers manifest, and he escapes Syndrome's hold. Helen rescues the falling baby, and Bob throws his car at Syndrome's plane, pulling him into one of its engines. 3 months later, the Parrs witness the arrival of supervillain the Underminer. They don their masks and suits, ready to face the new threat.